55 early, then temperatures drop into the 40s later Thursday. From the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk, I'm AccuWeather meteorologist Joe Lundberg on 104.1 FM KMOX.
Right now it's sunny and 50 degrees in downtown St. Louis. I'm Debbie Monterey, KMOX News.
Sponsored by Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty 314-325-6888.
Need to sell your home and you want the most money? The name to remember is Gloria Lou. Yes, Gloria Lou with your home sold guaranteed realty at 314-325-6888 and start packing.
This is the Gashouse Gang on 104.1 FM KMOX. Sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin comfort dealer. Now the Gashouse Gang on KMOX.
Tuesdays with Bernie. There he is, Bernie Miklasz on the live stream, X, YouTube, Facebook. Oh, hello, thousands of folks listening on radio. We always appreciate you, of course. 104.1 FM, 1120 AM, Odyssey app. Tell your smart speaker. You know, a lot of people do the smart speaker, Chris. They like the smart speaker. They tell Alexa, play KMOX.
Hey, Alexa, play KMOX.
And it just plays. I mean, it's amazing. Yeah, everybody's doing it. Everyone's doing it. You should do it. Bernie, what's going on, buddy? How are things?
Good, man. Getting ready for some college football playoff at the end of the week, late in the week, and getting ready for Christmas.
Yes.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It is that. The city's all decked out. I am fired up about Friday. I'll do some serious scouting, man. I'm going to do some scouting. We got Oklahoma and Alabama. The winner plays Indiana. I thought one of the funniest things, I literally laughed out loud, the Heisman ceremony. Somebody posted there was a screenshot of Kurt Signetti, and he was sort of staring off into space, and obviously proud of Fernando Mendoza. No one is thinking that he isn't, but it said he's physically there, but he's actually thinking about scouting the third string right guard for Oklahoma.
I bet he was. I think he was probably thinking about how he believed Diego Pavia should have been the Heisman winner.
How about Diego Pavia popping off? Dude. Calm down. You're not Johnny Manziel.
Hey, it's okay. He apologized.
I know.
It's fine.
Well, he had to. Somebody got to him.
I got to be honest, and I had him on my Heisman Trophy ballot. I wouldn't be petty to leave him off, but to be perfectly candid, and people can get mad at me because I know he's the quintessential underdog and everything, the kid really got on my nerves this year. I mean, he just did, because it's okay to be confident and proud and all that stuff, but he just declared himself the Heisman Trophy winner all year long, that he deserved it. I should be the Heisman Trophy winner. And I don't know, man. It's just a bad look. And what he did after the ceremony is a really bad look, even though he did apologize. Pardon me if I don't believe his heart was in apologizing. I think he was told to apologize. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I'm not one of these old school types that think that athletes should just be quiet. No, not at all. But it's like, all year long, you're telling everybody, I'm the best player in America. I'm the Heisman Trophy winner. It's disrespectful to other players who had great cases, where you're just out and out, flat out saying, nope, I'm the Heisman Trophy winner. Nobody's better than me.
Yeah.
Disrespectful. I really got on my nerves.
I think it's disrespectful to his own story. Like, he's got a similar story to Mendoza. He was overlooked.
Yeah.
He went to New Mexico State. Originally, Mendoza was going to go to Yale, decided to go to Cal. Then he ends up going big time. He wasn't considered to be anywhere close to a finalist. Mendoza wasn't, and Pavia definitely was going into this year, and Mendoza passed him. It's the way it is. By the way, another Heisman Trophy winner, all class, Caleb Williams. I like him a lot.
Dude.
He's the Chicago Bears quarterback. I thought he carried himself in a very nice way when he won it in 22.
Yeah, and not only did he do that, but since then, I think he's handled the fact he's had 15 different offensive coordinators, a couple of different head coaches, 3 different head coaches already, and he's not even through 2 years of a professional career. I think that is impressive. Now, the thing for Pavia is he is going to have to back it all up. That's it. I mean, if he gets into the league, if he winds up playing NFL football, redundant, but if he winds up playing in the league, he better, within a couple of years, be making us all talk about how good he is. And he better not flame out. Otherwise, all of this stuff's going to look even sillier.
I think the Canadian Football League will enjoy him. He'll sell some tickets.
You got to
be right.
You got to carry yourself. Bernie would know this as much as anybody. He's covered 1 million quarterbacks. There is a decorum. Like there's a way that you have to, if you want to survive in the NFL, you got to play the game. You got to be a businessman and you got to get along with people. And I respect Caleb Williams. I think he's a good model to follow. He has done, as Chris just described, he's navigated a potentially rough start and has gotten through it quite well. What else is going on? The Blues are no good. We're taking Audrey to the Blues game tomorrow night for her birthday, so it's still a highly entertaining.
Why would you make your daughter cry on her birthday? Why would you do that?
Kids still, it's her 15th. Kids still love the game of hockey. I think, Bernie, the challenge is, not that the Blues are ever going to have empty seats. I mean, maybe someday down the road, but they're still a very hot ticket. The challenge for the Cardinals is to be cool again. And, are you concerned at all about, because it's going to happen next year, you're going to have empty seats at the ballpark. It's just the way that it is. It's the way the franchise is looked at the moment. Are you concerned about how the Cardinals are perceived among their fan base, among young people? Is there, within the organization, obviously there's a push right now to get this thing back to where it is on the field, but also I think very much Anook Karunaratne would be at the front of the list of people who want to get this product at an entertainment level back to where it was as well.
He's a very smart guy, and he'll come up with some good ideas to make them the best of it, the best that he can. But I'm not concerned because, listen, once they basically brought in Chaim Bloom and they signaled to everybody it's a new era, but we really got to do something different. We can't keep taking these half-measure steps. We can't keep trying to shortcut our way into stuff. We're just going to have to just, bite down, withstand the pain, and rebuild. And even though we won't call it a rebuild, which, by the way, is not fooling anybody. You got to just do what you got to do to get this thing back up and running, and to get back to your roots, which has always been under Bill DeWitt up until the last 5-6 years. Player development has always been at the top of his list, so this is nothing new. But they got to rebuild, and it's hard. It's hard to rebuild when the franchise is so used to winning. 30 years of Bill DeWitt's ownership. They're in the top 5 in the majors for regular season wins and postseason wins, and they've had a great run. But the thing just went south, and now they have to clean up the damage, and they have to rebuild, because that's the one way that they'll get it right. And so, I think the fans will come back. The more young players and pitchers show up in St. Louis, and the more that those players can create a new identity for the franchise. And even if it doesn't mean that that there'll be winner or a contender until, say, 1928, if they play exciting baseball and fans get a chance to see young talent develop and play their tails off and play with a lot of energy and enthusiasm, a lot of the guys that they have on the way have a lot of charisma. I think they're going to have a chance to entertain people and maybe get them back to the ballpark. How much, I don't know. But that's the only way it's going to be done, because they're not going to spend big money on free agency until they're close to contending. So you got to just let nature take its course. This is not an easy time for the Cardinals. I don't think there's any quick fixes in terms of getting fans back.
For some people, it's going to take them actually winning for an extended period of time, maybe a couple of months. If they start the season, whatever year that is, if it's 27, 28, and they start or later, it will take them winning for a couple of months to bring people back. But I think they'll come back fairly quickly. For others, and more of the diehards, you're going to get those people, I believe, to come back to the ballpark if they believe in the rebuild process. If they believe what the Cardinals are doing is right and they are making the correct moves, they have acquired the right young talent, they are doing all the right things at the minor league level in terms of the facilities and the coaching and the development. If there is a clear picture and Cardinals fans see it and feel confident in it, you're going to get them to come back pretty quickly. It's been this thing where it's a lack of confidence in the product, the lack of confidence in the process. That's what I think has kept people away for the last couple of years. It's all about how they feel the rebuild is going, even if they're not winning yet.
We'll see what happens. Here's Enrico Palazzo saying, God love Arenado, but he represents the stale Cardinals at this point in his career. Things will look up as personnel changes. I kind of get your point there. You know, we all have appreciated what he's meant in his career, just like we've appreciated what the Cardinals have meant to baseball. But, you know, that's not going to change until I think you figure out the Bregman and Suarez locations. And then at that point, the Arenado market opens up. You know, one of the things, Bernie, that I'm concerned about, I'll be honest with you, is 2027. Like, I think they'll play the season, but I don't know for sure, and it could be damaging to baseball. I think a lot of teams are being very cautious. Maybe not the Dodgers. They're just going to fire out whatever they need to do, and some other high-spending teams. But I think baseball is in an interesting situation right now where you're playing for 26 and then sort of seeing what happens there at the end of the year.
Yeah, it's interesting because I don't have an updated tote board, so to speak, but I checked about 10 days ago, and I was kind of astonished by how much money teams have spent this offseason, and it continues to grow and grow and grow. I mean, teams have handed out well over $1 billion in new contracts by now, and there's no sign of that letting up because you still have some really big names out there as free agents. So I don't think anyone's been holding back out of fear of 2027. At least that's the way I interpret it. And I can't say for sure that I'm right, but when they're throwing money around, that does not convey a fear of 2027 and the possibility of a new system that could affect the way their team payrolls are in terms of contracts that they've already loaded up, this winter, and whether the system will change as much to where maybe they get into luxury tax hell sooner or worse than they thought, things like that. But the thing that concerns me about a work stoppage in 2027 is the Cardinals already have a really hard time. They're going to have a really hard time getting the fans back and, making their fans happy and feeling better about things. And it'll take evidence that the rebuild's working. And it gets back to my original point about they got to get these young players up here and turn them loose and just let everyone see that this could be fun. But that's going to take a little time. But to Chris's point, they're going to need evidence that the rebuild's working. Or it's like, okay, I can see what they're doing now. Okay, I think I get it now.
Yeah, they're not winning, but they're about to. We can see it.
Right.
Yeah.
But if there is a prolonged work stoppage, for a team that's in such a fragile shape with fan relations as the Cardinals, that could be incredibly damaging,
Bernie, guys,
I hope I'm wrong.
I don't know, man. And maybe this is, I'm a year out, don't have to worry about it, it's not imminent sort of thing. But the more I think about it, I get the feeling it's not going to be an extended lockout. They're going to be locked out. But I would not be surprised at all if the worst case is they push the season back a week or something like they did in 2022.
Right.
There's too much interest in keeping this thing going, and it is against the interest of the sport and all of these owners to have an extended lockout. I just don't see it happening. Not right now. But my feeling is that maybe we are more worried about a long lockout than we probably need to be.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
When we had Tyler Kepner of The Athletic, and then longtime New York Times baseball writers, one of my favorites, when we had him on with us on a Thursday a couple weeks back, he was actually really nonplussed. He was like, "Listen, Rob, despite all the bluster, Rob Manfred, they've never lost a regular season game with him as the commissioner," and he pointed out, as others have, baseball has tremendous momentum going right now. They really, really do. In every way you want to measure it. Tremendous momentum. And look, Rob Manfred is many things, but is he going to aggressively just put all that aside and basically inflict incredible damage on the business of baseball, which is really blooming and doing very, very, very well right now?
Yeah, I would have my concerns. I don't trust that the two can just come to a solution. I have concerns that the players will dig in and that the owners will stay strong as well. And we're going to be flirting with a late start to the season. That's just my concern. But I hope that it all works out. I really do, obviously. I mean, but let's play 26 first. Let me take a break. We'll come back. We got a lot to dig into, and I'm going to talk about some cars here in a second. But one thing I want to do is get into this rotation. Still no official announcement on Dustin May. We'll kind of explain why that is, but also this rotation, what it's going to look like, and then what the moves are going to be for the Cardinals here in this next week or so, quite possibly. With Bernie Miklasz and Chris Ranji, I'm Tom Ackerman. The one thing you can be assured of is we're not going on any sort of stoppage. We're talking ball, baby. We're talking ball every day.
Count on us.
At noon here on the Gashouse Gang. Let me tell you about Genesis of St. Charles. What a great, great spot that is. You want to buy a car today? Beautiful weather. Good car buying weather. Go out there and test drive at Genesis. They're at 5601 Veterans Memorial Parkway. You'll love the dealership. Genesis of St. Charles is the finest dealership in town. You walk in there, they will treat you right. They have everything you could possibly want. It's like walking into a high-end spa or hotel lobby with cars parked inside. And great people. Go see the GM, Shay. Tell him that I sent you in, and he will get you all set up. Test drive at Genesis. Test drive 2 or 3 of them. They'll do whatever you need that day. And once you buy a Genesis and you get the best for your trade and all of that and the best, unlock the best price, E-price at Genesis of St. Charles, you're going to be treated like royalty. The complimentary valet, all of the things that you can do, have a loaner car delivered right there to your home while your car is being worked on. It's just awesome. Genesis of St. Charles, genesis of stcharles.com.
Overhead Door Company of St. Louis, the genuine, the original, present 100 years of KMOX.
October 20th, 1982.
There when St. Louis celebrated.
Sitter from the belt to the plate. A swing and a miss, and that's the winner. That's the winner. A World Series winner for the Cardinals. Porter throws his mask into the air. The players converge around the mound. The police arrive on the scene. The Cardinals have won the game 6-3. The Cardinals have won the National League pennant. And the Cardinals have won the 1982 World Series.
There for every headline, every heartbreak, every heartbeat. KMOX, the voice of St. Louis. Brought to you by Together Credit Union. Competitive rates to help you save more and borrow smarter. Visit togethercu.org.
For 100 years, KMOX has been part of St. Louis. Now, Together Credit Union is helping celebrate that legacy. Starting in November, visit any Together Credit Union branch to pick up a KMOX 100th anniversary commemorative ornament for just $5 while supplies last. Each ornament supports Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis. Together Credit Union, honoring 100 years of KMOX, the voice of St. Louis, and Children's Miracle Network of Greater St. Louis, improving the health of all children.
I hear from sellers all the time that they fear they have missed out on the selling market. They are so relieved to learn September, October, and November are strong selling months. With low inventory and hopefully lower interest rates, this fall will be a hot one for real estate. I'm Christina Straight, owner of Straight Realty. You may have heard me say, why pay more than 4 for years? Now it's why pay more than 2, saving you even more money. Call me 314-441-4444. And remember, why pay more than 2?
Straight Realty is a licensed broker in the state of Missouri, Kansas, and Nevada.
See website for details. Bills Happen is not a lender and does not make credit decisions. Hey, bills happen! So when you need extra cash fast, go to billshappen.com. Have you been turned down? Are your credit cards maxed out? Do you have bad credit? Go to billshappen.com. You could find a lender and get up to $5,000 cash as early as tomorrow. Billshappen.com is safe, secure, and all online. Just remember, when you need cash, go to billshappen.com. Billshappen.com for the cash you need now. Billshappen.com.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Hey, it's Matt Pauley for i3 Broadband. This is the season of joy, and it's time that your internet provides that for you. Other service providers will tell you that their internet is fiber-powered. That's different than i3 that delivers true fiber internet into your home. It's so reliable, the pricing is crazy, and they give you a 2-year price lock with zero commitment. i3 is your hometown local internet provider, here for you for every way you celebrate the season. Head to i3broadband.com/radio or call 877-976-0711.
Give the best of Broadway right here in St. Louis. Muni season tickets are on sale now, just in time for the holidays. Our 2026 season includes Hairspray, Shrek the Musical, South Pacific, Disney's Newsies, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Times of the Temptations, Meet Me in St. Louis, and Something Rotten. See all 7 shows starting at just $126. For tickets, visit muni.org.
Hello, Missouri Governor Mike Kehoe. Congratulations, KMOX, on your 100th anniversary. We're so excited that you've continued to be an important fabric of the St. Louis area.
The Gashouse Gang on KMOX, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling. Our visits with Bernie, Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin dealer. Bernie Miklas, Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. Matt Pajeski and Frank Ladd are our producers, and it's terrific to be along with you. If you're watching on our video stream, at least on my monitor, I am currently a spinning circle. Isn't that fun? Which means I'm frozen. So awesome. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the show. The Cardinals have not yet announced Dustin May as their starting pitcher addition. It is reported to be a 1-year deal with an option for 2027. Bernie, there are several reasons for that. One is a free agent contract has to be finalized. You have to pass a physical. But also, don't they have perhaps some associated roster moves still to do here and maybe some trades that they want to figure out? And all of that's going to start coming down this week. It's going to be an interesting week here. We're only in Tuesday of a week kind of leading into the holidays.
As our friend and colleague Matt Pauley mentioned last night on the Rush Hour, he is of the belief that the delay, some of that has to do with the concerns over the 40-man roster, because there might be a couple moves that are going to happen soon. And then you're going to have you have to figure out, okay, we got to kind of reset our 40-man roster. But if you add May to it now, that's just kind of one more spot you're going to have to account for. They might be able to spread it out a little bit. So that could be it. Listen, I think they did a thorough check on all the medicals with Dustin May. I think they're really careful about it. And I know that they talked to a lot of people. And I think Chaim Bloom and company were very comfortable and very confident that Dustin May physically is where he should be. He's fine, that he would pass the physical. But I got to say, though, we see this happen every now and then, until it's official. You wonder whether it's like, well, we better get another test on this or a test on that. I guess you got to leave open at least a little bit of a possibility that something could have turned up in the physical. I doubt that. But again, I'm not going to sit here and be a hardhead and say, 100% that's not the case, because I don't know.
Right. Nick wants to know if Dustin, when he is official, would be considered the opening day starter. That's still to be determined. I mean, you could put Matthew Liberatore in that spot. You could possibly have, if he had like an amazing spring training and you just wanted to have a little fun, you could put McGreevy in there. He's a carryover from last year, no doubt about it. Richard Fitz is in the rotation. That's 4. And then the other one's up in the air. It's Kyle Leahy. It's Andre Palante. There's a lot that you could possibly do there. And by the way, Bernie, I don't know that they're done either, or Chris, either of you can answer this, but I don't know that they're done either adding. I think that they could end up adding another piece or two and have a little competition down there in Palm Beach County for the starting rotation.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. Please.
No, I just want to say that is if they want to go ahead and do a competition, if this entire season is competition, I'm perfectly fine with that. Because, again, while I have left open the possibility that they magically put it together and go on a little bit of a run here and compete within the division because it seems like the rest of the teams in the division are not worried about stepping on anybody else's throat. That can happen. I don't think it's going to happen. So if this ends up being a competition or a reps season where we're giving some of these younger guys reps just to get out there, get the experience, I'm totally fine with that. As far as who the ceremonial opening day starter is, I'm not that concerned about it. At this point, I'd probably give it to Liberatore just because, he's now the veteran in the rotation. Well, I guess Palante would be, but Liberatore probably earned that based on what he did last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, the way I see it, you got six. As we sit here today, it could change, obviously. I mean, Chaim Bloom may decide, I got to take out an insurance policy. There's a lot of guys you could go out there and sign to 1-year deals. Maybe he'll grab one of them. It's not going to be Verlander or Scherzer because, once again, my dear friends out there, they're both in their 40s. They want to win and win now. They're not going to sign. Neither one of them will even entertain the idea of signing with a rebuilding team. But there are other candidates. Maybe we can get into that later. But the way I see it is you got three guys, providing that everybody's healthy and, nobody blows up in spring training. The three guys that I think are set are Liberatore, May, and McGreevy. And then you got three guys for two other spots if it's going to be a 5-man rotation. So it'd be Leahy, Fitz, and Palante competing for 2 spots. But if I could just add something, because it's funny, I did a video about this. It's not online yet at STL Sports Central on the YouTube channel. But those 6 pitchers that we talked about, Libby, May, McGreevy, Leahy, Fitz, Palante, a combined 208 career major league starts, but that's a little misleading because not all of Liberatore's starts were traditional starts. He did those openers as a reliever. May's got 57 starts, but he's made only 45 over the last 5 seasons. 23 of them came last year, which is a good thing because it means he was back on the mound. Leahy's made only 1 start. That was just a 3-inning spot start at the end of the season. McGreevy's made 19 starts. Richard Fitz has made 14 starts in his career. Palante's the most experienced arm in this group with 61 major league starts. But here's the inexperience factor. If you take these 6 guys and you average it all out, these 6 guys have averaged 166 career innings as starting pitchers and only 35 career big league starts per man. That's a really vulnerable rotation. There's not a lot of padding there. And the other thing I did is I looked at collectively what their win-loss record and ERA is. These 6 guys to this point in their major league career, 66 and 81 with an ERA of 4.36. So there's a little sneak preview of my video. My point is, this is a pretty thin group in terms of major league experience, right? And I think that's a factor. And I think maybe that's why Chaim Bloom might go out and take out an insurance policy.
Absolutely. And why they are stacking relievers who can pitch multiple innings. They have a lot of them. And we're going to get into that also and answer questions like this. Thoughts about Liam Doyle and the chance that he could break through, if not out of spring training, early in 2026. We'll see. We'll do that when we come back. First, Chris Ranji, tell us about FanDuel.
Well, if you didn't know this, and if you didn't, I don't know where you've been, but it's happening. FanDuel Sportsbook is live in the state of Missouri. So here in the Show Me State, pretty good offer that's happening. New customers can bet $5 and get $300 in bonus bets, win or lose. So big football weekend coming up here. You got NFL on both weekend days. You've got some college football games that are happening. Basketball's ongoing. Hockey, of course. And you could bet all of it on an app that is safe, secure, and super easy to use. That's FanDuel. So get the app on your App Store or Google Play, or go to FanDuel.com/Missouri and join the excitement, because Missouri, it is time to play your game with FanDuel. 21 and over and present in Missouri. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. First online real money wager only. $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets that expire 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com.
Weekdays at 5. It's Rush Hour Sports on KMOX. Hot stove blazing. College football bowl season heating up. College basketball teams making their final prep for conference play. NFL teams jockeying for playoff positions. And the latest in Cardinals baseball and Blues hockey. Fast updates, instant analysis, zero wasted seconds. St. Louis sports, all of it. Delivered right at Rush Hour. Rush Hour Sports. Weekdays at 5 on KMOX. Now, KMOX weather from the Saliga Heating and Cooling Weather Desk.
It's sunny and 52. The high will be 54. We're going to have 50s for the next few days. In St. Louis, the weather brought to you by Financial and Tax Strategies.
Retirement shouldn't feel like balancing a checkbook while blindfolded. I'm Gary Goldberg, and my team helps you see the big picture so you can retire younger, richer, and with less anxiety. Because guessing is not a strategy. Tune in to Wealth and Wisdom with Gary Goldberg Saturday mornings at 7 here on KMOX.
Hey, this is Charlie Brennan, along with Dr. Colleen Bosler and Dr. Adam Voss at the Audiology Center. When was the last time you really enjoyed a conversation without straining to hear?
Charlie, so many people think hearing aids just make things louder.
But that's old technology. Today's hearing aids do so much more.
Exactly. With the dual chip technology, our hearing aids actually separate the speech from the background noise.
Which means, at a noisy restaurant, you'll hear your friends and family, not the clinking dishes.
And the best part? Your brain doesn't have to work overtime trying to fill in the blanks.
So that keeps your mind sharp, your conversations easy, and your relationships stronger.
Because hearing well isn't just about sound, it's about staying connected.
Thanks, Doctor. Call the Audiology Center today to schedule your annual hearing evaluation. Don't miss another moment. Call 636-441-7470 or visit theaudiologycenterstl.com.
Hardee's Original Bag is back, now with even more full-size sandwiches. Choose any two. The new spicy chicken sandwich, hot ham and cheese, hand-breaded chicken tender wrap, or charbroiled double cheeseburger. Mix and match any two, with fries and a drink, just $6.99. Why settle for junior burgers? Get big savings on full-size goodness in Hardee's country. Download the app and join My Rewards for special offers. These items only, tax not included. Price and participation may vary. See app for terms.
Life is better together. At Fairwinds River's Edge, dynamic activity calendars, excellent meal options, and an abundance of services come together to create a strong sense of community where meaningful connections are cultivated. Here, you can trust that there will always be something fun and social to do. It's not just a place to live, it's a place to belong. To see what's happening this month, visit us on Facebook or online, fairwindsriversedge.com.
SNL Coin. We buy gold and silver coins, silver and gold jewelry. Also buying gold-filled and silver plates. Before you sell, call SNL. 314-544-3600. 314-544-3600. SNL Coin.
It's men's Billikens basketball Wednesday night as they face Bethune-Cookman. Pre-game 6:45, tip at 7 on your home for Billikens basketball. 104.1 FM KMOX.
We are back on the Gashouse Gang talking Cardinal baseball. If you have an interest in Cardinal baseball, I'll be honest, there are a lot of options out there. I love that so many people are talking about them, writing about them, discussing them, and I encourage you to visit them all. I mean, get in there and really enjoy what all of our great Cardinals fans, bloggers, media members are doing. But I thank you for joining this one because I do feel like what we started a year or so ago has really grown into a monster, and we just can't thank you enough for being part of the Gashouse Gang. I just wanted to throw that out there. That's for you. That's for all you folks.
Even me.
Even
I mean, I was listening to the Gashouse Gang before I was on it.
Oh, that's true, actually.
So was Bernie.
Yeah, Bernie. Yeah. We love having Bernie.
I'll say it again, man. It's you know, at this stage of my career, especially, it means the world to me to be part of the KMOX family, and I cherish every minute of it. So thanks for having me.
It's just so fun. Thank you. It's so fun to be out there, you know, and people are like, hey, love the Gashouse Gang. It's like the first thing they associate now, and I love it. We were talking about Liam Doyle earlier. Let me see if I can find the original question. It was Mike who asked about Liam. Could he possibly, here he is there a chance he could impress enough in spring training to stick with the team? He has the talent for sure. I think, Bernie, it's a big ask just because of the experience level, but if the guy isn't on the big club within the next year, I'd be surprised. I mean, the guy's got some serious stuff, and they think very highly of him, but there is a development phase that does have to take place.
They probably want him to get some more experience in the minor leagues. Look, I respect Baseball America more than any media entity nationally that does prospect evaluation. They're so comprehensive. When they had their the Cardinals top 10 prospect, the new list that came out in Baseball America last month, they projected that, you know, they're big, huge fans of Liam Doyle and how terrific he is and his potential. They projected that he'll be with the Cardinals no later than like start of the second half of the season after the All-Star break, but it could be sooner. And they also projected Quinn Matthews at some point will be with the Cardinals in 2026. And I think that that's a solid prediction because Quinn Matthews had a minor thing last year, that a shoulder thing, they shut him down. It was just soreness because he had mechanical flaws. They fixed everything, got him back on track. At first, his velocity was a little down. He was walking too many hitters, but by the end of the year, he was throwing as well as he was when everybody was talking about him being on the 2025 Cardinals. They think Quinn Matthews will be part of this team in 2026. But I tell you, the guy that has me excited, besides, you know, obviously Liam Doyle is an exciting prospect. This guy that they drafted out of Tennessee in the second round, Tanner Franklin, 6'5", hard-throwing right-hander. Baseball America, Tom, to use one of our favorite expressions, Baseball America is going absolutely bananas about him, right? They were talking about he's added 3 miles an hour to his fastball, 3 miles an hour to his cutter. They describe his four-seam fastball as, quote, a double plus pitch, which means it's about as good as it gets. They love his slider. They say he has the best slider in the Cardinals organization. And in their summary of Tanner Franklin, Baseball America wrote, the Cardinals plan to deploy Franklin as a starter in 2026. Equipped with plus stuff and improved command, he could successfully make the jump into the big league rotation in 26. I mean, that guy is exciting. And maybe, you know, he's a little bit of a sleeper, although that's weird to say about a second-round pick. But this guy has just got electric stuff. And he apparently has you know, created a lot of buzz in terms of prospect evaluators, neutral prospect evaluators. And he's a big fella. I like those big fellas on the mound.
I am looking forward to seeing how quickly both of them get to the big leagues, if they both, in fact, do. I've been watching a lot of Liam Doyle clips lately, and that man is insane. So here's what I'm looking forward to having a complete psychopath on the mound, because it's been a while since the Cardinals have had somebody like that. So not only does he throw 100, but he's also really entertaining. And I would first of all, I'd like to see if he tones it down. I hope he doesn't. I hope he finds a way to corral it and then have it be useful for him at the big league level. But I love a guy with some personality, especially fiery personality, somebody who's willing to yell at the other team and just really get after it, because that's the kind of guy you want on your side. So I cannot wait to see him at the big league level, and I assume he will get here sooner than later.
Yeah.
And hey, Tom, Cardinals fans love Joaquin Andujar, right?
Yeah, that's right, man.
Yeah.
You better believe it. You know, and that's what they need. It's what
It's
what the Blues need, but not to change the subject. It's what the Blues guys are too quiet. Everybody's so quiet in there. Start it up. Let's go. I mean, somebody's got to.
There's only so much coaching can do in that way.
I mean, somebody's got to talk in there. I mean,
right.
They got a bunch of quiet guys. Anyway, but back to that. Yes, I mean that's what you need. You need some fire. I think that they have some personality. I think that Mason Wynn is a good leader and somebody who's very competitive. And over time, as he continues to gain confidence as a big leader, you'll hear him speak out about things. I think he's a very, again, confident young man. I think that they have some players on this team that are going to have a little fun. Let me go back to something that I mentioned before the break, and that is employing multi-inning relievers. I'm curious, Bernie, if you've done any dive on Zach Kent, the pitcher that they picked up from the Guardians, and what kind of shot that he has. We all know about Leahy's ability to pitch multiple innings, although he's going to go for a spot in the rotation. We know about Graceffo, and I could go right down the list of pitchers that could come in and give you multiple innings. But I was looking at Zach Kent and 2 innings, 2 1/3, 2 1/3, 2. Like I was looking back at some of the stuff that he did. Here's a 3-inning back against the Yankees in April. It's a small sample, to be honest with you, to go back to last year, but it sounds to me like Heim is really making a put. I asked him about it on Sunday, and he agreed. You've got to stack these multi-inning relievers if you want the Doyles, let's be honest, even Liberator, who doesn't go much past 5. We want to see him do that more often. You want to stack as many of these multi-inning relievers as you can. That could be the plan for the Cardinals here moving forward.
There's no doubt about it, because it worked very successfully. And the thing about it is it's one of the reasons why the Cardinals went through the entire season without having one injury to their starting pitchers that caused them to miss time. Maybe a skip start here and there, but it's because, Ollie Marmol and Dusty Blake came up with this idea where they're going to toggle. They're going to have at least 2 guys and rotate them. They're going to be 2 winning guys when they come in. And then when the one guy can't pitch, he needs a day or 2, then the other guy will become the 2 winning reliever. They may even try to expand that to have 3 of those guys this year. And I think that Zach Kent could be that guy. What I understand, and I haven't done as much as I wanted to on him, but he's got a if you look at like his kind of like the movement on his pitches, because he's spinning the ball, he's spinning his pitches a lot more now, and I think that's something that Cleveland got him going. And remember, Rob Cerfolio knows all about him. He's starting to spin it, which makes him better than he has been in the past. And they're sort of banking on the fact that Zach Kent is actually going to take a step forward. They like the indicators, but that's about the best that I can throw at you, because I didn't do the usual Bernie deep dive on this, but I do have the basics.
Oh, it's a little early, and I didn't give you a heads up that I was going to throw Kent's
name
out. But I love that. I watch out for these little sneaky pickups now, these waiver pickups. Of course, the Rule 5 for Matt Buschard. There are going to be some pitchers here that they start to bring in where they're going to really get a good eye in Jupiter as to who are the ones who can bail them out. I'm not talking about in blowout games, but really just pick up where the starter left off and bridge to the high leverage guys. It's so tempting to find. It'll be interesting to see which ones make the transition from starter back to a reliever. That could happen, because when a guy throws with high velocity and 100 and spins it and all that stuff, it can be tempting for some of these front office types to have high leverage arms for the future. I'm curious to see how they shuffle all those pitchers. It's going to be fun. That's one of the things I'll be looking out for, without a doubt. When we come back, we are going to find out where the heck is Brendan Donovan going to go. I mean, I think we've all put ourselves in agreement that he is going to be traded. I got this gut feeling that it's going to happen soon. Where's he going? Where's Donnie going? And what is the market for Donnie? Rob Bradford yesterday from WEEI and the Baseball Isn't Boring podcast says his market is very good. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It is the Gashouse Gang. Our visits with Bernie Miklasz, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling, a Daikin dealer. Back after this.
Winterfest is back for the 10th year in Keener Plaza, now through January 11th. Enjoy Winterfest traditions, including ice skating, s'mores, and igloos underneath 100,000 twinkling lights in the shadow of the Gateway Arch. Grab a bite or drink from downtown favorites and enjoy a family-friendly New Year's Eve fireworks spectacular. Winterfest, hosted by Gateway Arch Park Foundation, presented by Bank of America and Worldwide Technology. For more info, KMOX.com/events. If you owe the IRS, you have a legal issue, and you need the Lance Drury Law Firm. We'll protect your rights. Log on at lancedrurylaw.com.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered, introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
This is Congressman Bob Onder. 2025 was a turning point for America. House Republicans didn't just talk about the challenges facing our country, we delivered real solutions. I was proud to stand beside President Trump to deliver historic tax cuts, secure our border, and eliminate waste, fraud, and abuse in the government. This year, my office helped constituents by solving over 500 cases and returning to them nearly $1.8 million. I'm Congressman Bob Onder, and I wish you a very Merry Christmas and Happy New Year.
Paid for by official funds authorized by the House of Representatives.
At Cardinal Glennon Children's Hospital, every moment with our patients is a gift. This holiday season, you can be the reason children have hope as they fight serious illness and reach milestones once thought impossible. Your gift provides life-saving care to those who need it most. Please donate today at treeofhope.org and be the reason a child has hope for tomorrow.
Now back to the Gashouse Gang, sponsored by Saliga Heating and Cooling on 104.1 FM KMOX.
We're back on the Gashouse Gang with Bernie Miklasz and Chris Ranji. I'm Tom Ackerman. Bernie, let's do this just like you do on your YouTube videos. I watch them. You give us great content, and then you say, I'll have more on that, but first, a word from, and this time around, it's Saliga Heating and Cooling. That'll keep people hanging on. What do you got?
Well, the Miklasz family loves Saliga Heating and Cooling, and we're not the only ones because Dan Saliga is the fourth owner-operator of that family business that goes all the way back to 1927. They're going on 100 years. Listen, I know this much. You got to be great at what you do if you're still going strong and still more and more families are calling you and you've been around for 100 years. I think I can just stop right there. I mean, what else do you need to know, right? You talk about proving the test of time. But anyway, in the 18 years we've been calling this Daikin Comfort dealer, Saliga Heating and Cooling's taking great care of us because they take great care of everybody. They are honest. They are highly professional. They're classy when they come in your home. They never try to hustle you, talk to you into something so they can make more money off you. Not at all. It's the exact opposite. They always look for the least expensive solutions. And when they say they're going to come to your home, you're kind of nervous. You got a problem. Your house is cold. It's the winter. When they say, well, we're going to be there Friday between 1 and 2 or 1 and 3, they'll be there. They don't play any games like that. So you can trust them and they will take great care of you because they believe they have to earn your business and keep your business. So they want you to trust them and they have to earn that trust. So for all the information on Saliga Heating and Cooling, including their Priority Club maintenance program, which will save you money, just go to SaligaHeatingandCooling.com. Thank you.
Thank you. And we have a lot of time here before the end of the show to talk about the trade market. Now, Chaim did indicate on KMOX Sunday that, yes, he does expect things to ramp up this week and perhaps next leading into the holiday. We are in the Hanukkah holiday right now. Christmas is coming, Christmas Eve is a week from tomorrow. So these teams are kind of, not meeting a deadline necessarily, but he did think things will start to heat up. Obviously, Bernie, there are a lot of names that the Cardinals can trade, and I think at the top of the list right now is Brendan Donovan in terms of value. Where do you think he's going? I've seen the reports connecting him to the Giants, the Mariners. What could be the return there? How hot is it right now for Brendan Donovan?
It's hard to know. There's so many rumors, and I do believe there's more than, I think maybe the Cardinals believe, based on Katie Woo's reporting, they believe that maybe their best opportunity will come with either the Mariners or the Giants. I know that according to Katie Woo's reporting, the Cardinals have they have their eye on Seattle's number 2 prospect, who's a 6'5" power hitter, who a lot of teams are excited about. And And he just turned 21 years old, and he's already had a 30 home run season in the minors. He just turned 21. So he's got real potential, and we know they're looking for power. So if the Mariners are actually willing to move this guy, his last name's Montez, I think the Cardinals would have to jump on that. They'd probably want something else, maybe a pitcher, but we all went into the offseason thinking, well, they need to get a young starting pitcher that can be with them into the future, and they have to find some power for their lineup. So that would check both boxes. But what we don't know is whether the Mariners want to give up that much. And so beyond that, I don't think the Giants are going to give up their number one prospect, who is a big, huge power hitting guy, a first baseman, who was their first round pick, I think 2 years ago. But the Giants might be willing to go, with a couple of their better prospects. It depends on the desperation. What I'm thinking, or what I'm wondering about, is like, who would be the dark horse? Who's the team that comes out of nowhere? That type of thing. And the Yankees come to mind, even though they're never called a dark horse, but in this case they could be. So I don't know, man. The Donovan thing is going to happen, and I just still think there's so many different possibilities. It's hard to pin down right now.
And we should also be keeping a pretty close eye on Wilson Contreras, because we've talked a lot about Donovan. That seems to be the most popular name that we think is going to be gone here. But, I mean, there's interest in Contreras out there, too. And Tom mentioned our conversation with Rob Bradford, and he's out of Boston, and speculated that maybe the Red Sox would have some interest in him. It's been reported elsewhere that there is some significant interest. In fact, I think that was the exact phrase used, significant interest in him. And we really have to prepare ourselves for the possibility that he is gone, if it's not even a likelihood. It might be likely that he's no longer on the Cardinals roster in 2026. And that's somebody who has been productive, and maybe we don't pay enough attention to it or give enough credit to it because the Cardinals haven't been particularly good since he's been here. I don't know what it is. Or maybe it's because he was signed to a free agent deal. Maybe it's because they asked him to switch positions, and there was the weirdness behind him being the catcher and then taken away from that position and then made the DH and then thrown back into catcher, and now he's at first base. I don't know, whatever it is. We just don't give enough credit to the kind of offensive player that he's been. Maybe it's injury too. I don't know. But he could very well be gone here too shortly.
Could be.
The last three years, all with the Cardinals, stat boy with another stat for everybody. He has been the 9th best right-handed hitter in Major League Baseball. And that's based on the metric, weighted runs created plus, which is used by every single team there is. He's been well above average, but in terms of right-handed hitter, he really stands out. So, yeah, I got to believe there's a market for him. His bat speed at age 33 is still tremendous. His hard hit rate is tremendous. So there's no signs of age-related decline. Like, he is very, very fresh and intact with his bat speed and his power and everything else at the age of 33. I don't think there's any concerns about him going off the cliff and all of a sudden his bat speed is slow and he can't hit the ball hard. He's the exact opposite of that.
Just an idea. If you're looking for a catcher, you could find who needs a catcher most, and then any of these deals, you throw in a little Pedro Paz. I mean, who wouldn't want that guy? That guy can manage a game for you. You throw him into a deal, throw in, maybe sweeten the pot a little bit. Or take a couple of rivals and pit them against each other for Brendan Donovan. Actually, Mariners-Yankees works. Those are two teams that'll be in the mix for the playoffs. You get the Yankees and the Mariners bidding against each other. That's the game the Cardinals are trying to play here. What's the best possible fit for Brendan Donovan? We may find out shortly. For Bernie Miklasz, for Chris Ranji, I'm Tom Ackerman. Thanks for joining us on this edition of the Gashouse Gang. We're back tomorrow for another one. Bernie can be seen on YouTube, and that video is coming out soon. Bernie, you got a new one today?
Yeah, it's up now, as a matter of fact.
Oh, there we go.
While we were on the air, and it's all about a lot of what we talked about. The Cardinals rotation, how it's shaping up. Will they bring in someone else, and or will they give a chance to a young guy?
Follow him on YouTube. Follow
He's back
us
with me Thursday too, Tom.
Yes, that's right. Follow us on KMOX Sports, the Gashouse Gang on KMOX.